Okay, we will try that again. We reset our network to see if that fixes our problem because our internet was super crazy, madly slow. So that said, we
Are you on?
yep. Are you coming?
Yep.
I got to get this all set up here. Ah, shoot. Need a moment to get this reset up here. Yeah, it was the settings obviously needed to be reset. But yeah, we weren't showing any issues on YouTube the last time. But we certainly were showing it this morning. Hang on one second. I got to get our giveaway set up here. But yeah, over the weekend, I pulled this up and showed this to Jeannie. We literally, so we passed the 3rd anniversary of our very first live stream. And so it was kind of crazy because, I don't know, let's see if this is going to work.
Oops.
Look at how young we look 3 years ago.
I feel like we look the same.
No, you're kidding yourself.
Patrick.
That was us. 3 years ago when we announced
let me look now.
that we were doing the live stream. You want to see now?
I'm like,
We kind of look the same.
I think we look the same.
I feel like
you feel
the live stream has aged us 10 years and 3 years.
Feel older.
You ever see that? Like you see a picture of yourself like before you had kids.
And you're happy and young.
We were at like a dinner party. Like the kids were probably like 4 or 5. We used to entertain a lot, and we were at a dinner party, and I was like, somebody was like, "What's that called? You know, before you had kids?" And one of the people sitting at the dinner party was like, "Happiness." So
Whatever.
So yeah, but it was 3 years ago on Saturday that we did our very first live stream. So crazy. Who would have known what a mad world this would become? So let's talk a little about a lot went on in our household this weekend. I think we should just talk about what's happening in June. Don't you?
I'm looking at my email right now, and I have all my Shout Hooray fabric kits. Looks like those all shipped. So, that's good news, right? So we are. Oh, let me go ahead and silence that. So fabric kits look like they're on their way, and they should be here. I mean, oh no, you know what? This is just the invoice. So it takes them like a day to invoice me and then a day to get this shipping
Somebody
done.
logged in and made a comment in between the last time I chose comments and this time. So somebody went in and was like, "Oh God, they're doing a giveaway. I got to go make a comment."
So you're grabbing it. You're
Yep.
like putting it in there. Okay, so shout hooray.
What do you?
There. Shout hooray should be here. So,
We don't know when
kits-
it'll be here when it gets
No,
here, and it's
fabric
gonna
kit-
be here when, like
Can
approximately.
I please just talk?
Right, but if you say it's going to arrive Thursday and it arrives next Tuesday.
I will handle it.
Okay.
So Shout Hooray kits come from E.E. Shank, which is in, are they in Oregon or are they in Washington State? I forget. So
They're in Oregon.
those will probably ship, I'm thinking tomorrow, which is Wednesday, right? And 2 to 3 days. So I think I'll probably get them either on Friday or I'll get them next week on Tuesday because we're closed on Monday. The Shout Hooray embellishment kits and designs ship from Kimberbell, which is in Utah, and that usually takes 2 or 3 days. And it's scheduled to ship on Wednesday, but who knows? So I'm thinking, ooh, if we're really lucky, Friday, and if we're if it's regular, next week. Because then Patrick and I are gone.
It'll be like late next week by the time we get everything together and get everything shipped.
No, Tuesday.
The way shipping is gone, it says 2 or 3 days, and then every day it says it's going to arrive, and it arrives about a week later.
No. Don't listen to him. No, the stuff from EE and Kimberbell gets here fast.
Okay.
The only issue is I'm not going to be here this weekend, and Patrick won't be back until, next Wednesday? But I will stay late to get your packages out. I
think we're having
put on my
an
shipper
in-service
hat.
day on Saturday, by the way.
I'll put on my shipper's hat, and I'm going to get everything done. That's how I like it. Because my stress level, when I get stuff to you, my stress level is always here. Ah! And then as I get my work done, ooh.
That's
and then
fleeting.
More.
That's fleeting.
Ooh, this weekend. Stressed! And then I got a bunch of stuff done, and then my stress level came down. And this is how my stress, it comes down like snowflakes.
But I don't think it ever gets beyond the eyes. I think it's like... That's pretty much how Jeannie exists.
Yeah, but Patrick said, wasn't I so stress-free? And then he said, I've always been stressed. I'm always stressed out. And I was like,
she's been stressed ever since I've known her.
I think that's just the nature of my brain, to just operate at fight or flight. I'm always in, mostly flight.
Only fight with this guy.
Yesterday I was filming, and then Kai came into the room, and I was like, I paused it because my child, I don't know if you've ever had a kid like this that has to have the last word. I was like, stop. Just stop talking. Zip. Stop.
And then he's like, but, dip, dip.
Yeah. He's like, I just need to explain. I'm like, no, you don't need to explain. Just no. Because he was trying to give me a phone to hang up. And I was in the middle of filming. I was like, just put it down. Just, it's fine.
What you don't understand is his brain, which is
a lot like my brain.
OCD.
Yes.
So Kai's like, you gotta hang up the phone. If you hang up the phone, it'll get to here. No, don't tell me to shut up. You gotta hang up the phone. Oh my God! That's what was actually going on there. So you need to shift the paradigm of thinking that Kai just needs to get the last word in, and open your mind to the paradigm that your son was asking you to help him reduce his stress level.
This is why he's a better parent than me. I'm like, zip it! Get out of here!
Because she's like, I'm super stressed out right now! And I'm about to get it! Oh my God, Kai, if you keep going, it's...
So, Kai and I are both like...
That's totally what was going
you
on.
Have two,
it was competing
people.
stress levels. Kai's like, I just need to hang up the phone. No, you didn't.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
That's why, when I walk into those scenarios, I'm like, both of you shut up for a second. Jeannie, it takes 2 seconds to hang up the phone. Hang up the phone. Kai, next time, just walk in and hang up the phone yourself. Don't ask mom to do it.
was like, just put it down and get out of here.
And then you've got me and Violet watching from the rafters, like, what the hell is going on over there?
So we do not, the sew-alongs, our like private classes and all that stuff, those are not monetized because you pay for the class. But the free sew-alongs we do monetize. That would be nice if we could like determine. There's Lady Fair was saying that there were a lot of ads.
You know why? Because that helps us do free content.
Yeah, it does.
That helps us do free content. We'd either need to charge for all the content, or we can defray some of the expenses that we incur doing things like live streams by the money we get from YouTube. So it's free.
I know.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I know. You might see. Patrick, don't be rude.
I'm not being rude.
But yeah.
But that's how it is. That's how it is. So
the Shelty's concerned because we were just crying just then. We're like, ah! That's the chatter inside my head, and I have passed that anxious.
Kai has taken her anxious nature and added my level of intensity to it.
Yes. Yeah. So just imagine like that anxiousness and like, yeah, Patrick is intense. Can be intense. So now you combine those two. Poor Kai. Poor baby Kai.
Violet made some comment like a week or two ago. She was like, I don't understand how. She basically was like, I don't understand how you manage Kai the way that you do. And I'm like, well, I spend more time with him than anybody. And at this point, I just kind of know how Kai is. So there's certain things that you just have to be kosher with because it's a struggle for Kai, like in those scenarios. Like it's real. It's for Kai, it's real. And you go, it's not, because that's just nonsense and that's not the way it should work. But that's really, for Kai, it's like a valid, real thing.
Yeah.
And it's just the way his brain works. He sees it. He'll talk about it. He'll be like, that's just the way it's hard on my brain.
So do you want the college update? Because why talk about sewing when we can just talk about us?
Well, no, let's talk about... Let's
smoking out there?
He's getting ready for work. That's totally what he was doing.
He totally took like a bong hit.
We don't need to talk about this on the live stream. Nobody who works for us.
Yeah, it's not. It's Michelle. Michelle's out there taking bong hits now.
Yeah,
just kidding.
Michelle prefers gummies.
She's right. She's right here behind us. Okay.
So in any case, there was a long conversation ongoing in our house over the weekend because the reality is, as we've sat and have started to look at the quilt show, like everybody was asking if we were going to do the quilt show,
which we've always done,
and we've always since they allowed us in, we've always done it. And so this year, the quilt show is the 15th through the 17th. It just so happens that our kids graduate from high school on the 16th. Yeah. And their birthday's on the 17th. And then they are doing college. Then they are redoing, or they're doing their college orientation on the 20th and the 21st. So we aren't going to do the quilt show. I am going to call Connie today and let her know that maybe doing a quilt show on graduation weekend for Reno is not the best idea. But we are not going to do the quilt show this year. There's no way we can do it. We had told the kids, and it's funny, we've done a lot of like the graduation parties, the prom parties, the stuff like that at our house. A lot of their friends have kind of asked if we would do that. So, and it's our kid's birthday weekend. It's Father's Day. They graduate on Friday. There's just no way for us to pull it off. It takes, the quilt show is like a 4 to 5 week experience for us because it takes about a week to stock up. It takes about a week to set up. And then it takes like 2 to 3 weeks. Anybody who's been in my store within 2 weeks of the end of the quilt show sees the madness that is going on. And there's just no way to do it, especially given that one or both of us will need to be in Utah. And we don't know exactly what's happening for Violet because we're feeling things out for Violet. Needs to hear from a couple of schools, needs to get a couple of other schools financial aid packages lined up. But the reality is, as of right now, our kids are scheduled for that orientation that week following the quilt show. So that said, we are going to be doing a massive kind of multi-week online promotion. We'll also be doing a bunch of in-store events over the course of the quilt show. So I need to talk to Connie to see how we can do some cross promotion for that. But the reality is that's going to be what's going on in this store. So if you, and I know there are a lot of people that were out of town that were talking about coming to see us at the quilt show. We will not be there. We will be here at the store. We're going to work, but there's just no way we can set up, break down, do everything that we need to do over the course of that weekend. It's just not going to happen, especially given that, the next week on Tuesday, essentially the first day we'd be reopening after setting up from the quilt show, which generally means normally when we break down from the quilt show, we bring everything back to the store. We dump it in the store. Everybody's so exhausted that we just leave. And the reality is there's no way for that to happen. So if you're visiting and you're coming to the quilt show, you're going to come see us at our shop, which is more exciting to do anyways. And we are going to sit down and really figure out how to create an event in store and online that will make all that stuff happen for us. So that said, that's the update on the quilt show. There's going to be a bunch of stuff that we do to try to offset that lost revenue, and it'll be super exciting, and we will make that happen. So that is absolutely the right decision for us. And then you had a college update, which I don't know is there a real college update? I don't think there's really a college update.
Well, she heard back from some more schools.
Yeah, we're super proud. Violet got into Wake Forest and Middlebury.
Yes.
She has absolutely killed it.
Yes. So super excited about that. And, but might just be going to Utah.
Utah was incredibly generous. I mean, Utah really wants her to go to Utah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's hard not doing the quilt show. It's hard not, for me, it's hard. That decision was
that took about 2 seconds in my brain.
Well, and because Patrick always makes the right decision. He's, people call Patrick for advice. My friends will call Patrick. My friends will call. They'll be like, "Can I talk to Patrick?" Because he's such a good sounding board. And,
no, it just didn't make sense. When we realized the weekend that it was, and we sat down and really talked to the kids. At first, we looked at it and we're like, graduation's at 6:30 to 9:30. In theory, we could do it. Let's sit down and talk to the kids and really sit down and have a family discussion. And then we had parents that called us
Yeah.
that asked if they could come do pre-graduation and pre-prom pictures at our house. So we've been doing these
It's funny 'cause-
after event parties at our house, and it's such a good group of kids. There's been no drinking, no smoking that we're aware of. Like, and like, I think the kids enjoy it because there's been no pressure.
Yeah. Because our kids are,
They're
yeah.
goody two shoes.
They're goody two shoes, but it's a nice place for all their friends that are goody two shoes to kind of.
Well, we've kind of opened the house to them and we let them do their own thing. So we had parents that reached out about prom and graduation, like, can we do this weekend? And we need to figure out what we're going to do. Violet was like, everybody is asked. Like, all our friends are asking if we can do the graduation party at our house. And then last night I went climbing with Kai and one of his friends who is he's still a goody two shoes kid, but he's more a kid that would go to a party. And it was funny listening to it as a fly on the wall, because I was like, I had just finished climbing and I was kind of laying on the mat, and they were talking about graduation and prom and acknowledging that we were going to do these parties. And one of the we did drop some frames just briefly for a second. We're dropping frames like crazy.
I feel like the quilt show won't be the same.
Did she just go live?
She did. Are we still dropping? It's not.
We're dropping frames.
She's got a class.
So,
but they can hear us. Okay, it's stop motion, but you can hear us. So let's just go ahead.
No, we're dropping frames like
yeah,
crazy.
it's okay. But you said we're dropping frames, but can you hear us okay? Because if you can hear us.
Like all kinds of issues with our wireless this morning. So, no, we are not in the quilt show in Sacramento.
You know what happens is, I don't know if you realize this, but our manufacturers, you have like certain quilt shows that they'll give you can have.
That's not how it works.
It is too.
Well, it is to a certain degree, but there are certain dealers that control everything.
There are certain dealers that like control an area, and we can't go into those areas and partake with the brands that we have. So that's why we kind of just stick to Reno. We love our quilt show. It's kind of like our airport, small, manageable, but super fun
It's a really
and great.
good quilt show.
Yeah, we love our quilt show, so they can hear us. So why don't we kind of wrap things up? I did want to show you some things, but maybe I'll just show those to you tomorrow.
We'll do those tomorrow, and let's
Should we
do
do
the
our giveaway
tomorrow.
Oh, you're gonna have to wait. Yes.
Because they're not going to be able to see. Well, like maybe they'll be able to see.
Should we just do it all tomorrow? Let's do it all tomorrow when we have like our feed is up and everyone can hear us and we can talk some more.
Sure.
Okay. We are going to.
I mean, what do we have to announce about this week at the store? Like, that's important. So, are there classes?
There's a whole bunch
I am
of
here
classes.
until Wednesday, and then I am gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We are going to do an in-service day on Saturday. So the store will actually be closed on Saturday. Oh, they're saying that we're back now. It's still showing that we're dropping frames here, but maybe we're dropping. Our bandwidth had major issues this morning, which is why I restarted everything.
Like what would affect that?
So they say it's working now. So let's do the giveaway. So what was the giveaway, Jeannie?
We were giving away for one of our lucky winners.
Is it the first winner or the second winners?
We'll do wool mat. That's going to be although like this is like, if it's dollar value, this is going to be a better dollar value. I actually took home one of these this week because I have one spray bottle that's going bad and a jelly roll, because who doesn't want a jelly roll? At some point you can do so much with this. You could stitch these together and make bowl cozies. You could do a jelly roll rug. You can do all sorts of stuff.
Keep in mind, you see the feed on like a 3 to 5 second delay. So it's hard, like we can see real time that frames are dropping when you guys are saying that everything is fine. So,
okay, somebody had requested the wool mat, so I was like, okay, let's do it. So we have a wool mat. Everyone needs a wool mat. You probably need two. So, and this one's a great size. It's going to be what, like 15 by 18,
It's
something
17
like that.
by 24, isn't it?
No.
15 by 18, yeah. All right.
Okay. And our question was, and we're going to compile these and give these to Alex because he's a new parent. And the question was your best parenting advice. Be their greatest fan. How come we didn't even
No matter the
read it?
circumstances, my 4 boys, oldest now 41, have always known that their dad and I are their greatest fans. Everybody needs a fan club.
That was sweet.
That is sweet.
Somebody said, I can't remember, they were like, what did they say? It was just like, tell them that you love them.
Spare
every
the
day.
rod, spoil the child. No, I'm just kidding.
That would be Patrick's advice.
No, it wouldn't.
So that is Miss Sandy Sullivan. Congratulations, Miss Sandy. Let me go ahead and put your name on it. Sandy Sullivan. You
And
are
Miss
a
Green.
winner. Miss Celinda.
Put down the electronic babysitters
Oh
and
my
spend that quality time
God.
together, teaching them how to verbally communicate with others and love them for who they want to be and not for who you want them to be.
Oh
in
my
life.
God, are you talking to me? I'm just kidding. I've tried. I tried to mold my kids and forge them into what I want. And what I've realized is your kids, the thing I learned about having kids is your kids are just born who they are and just love them for who they are. Congratulations. I still try to forge sometimes. I know. But
What was said this weekend? You were like, I'm gonna throw away your keyboard.
you know what my child said to Patrick? Patrick told him he needed to do his housing app. And then what was his sassy response to you?
This is like,
You're the one who brought it up.
well, so he was like, I really have to get this keyboard.
Yeah.
But you know why I'm okay with that? Because that's the way the kid's brain works.
I was like, if Dad tells you to do that again and you don't do it, I'm going to take that keyboard away. Keyboard's mine. That's not
how his brain works. He's like, oh, I have to get the keyboard done. If the keyboard isn't done, then I can't do anything else. And I'm like, he
I was
has
like, you
to
get
do
that
that.
app done. You get that application. That's more important. Keyboard can wait. That's. Don't tell your dad no. That's what I told him. And then Patrick's so nice all the time. I'm mean mom. No, I'm not mean mom.
You're fun, Mom.
I am pretty. With them, I'm pretty fun most of the time. But that's important. Over the keyboard, the app's more important. And he's gonna go on this vacation, not get it done, and be stressed out at the last minute.
We're gonna get it
Oh
all
my God,
done.
gotta get my app done. So
But he can't leave something undone. It has to be completed.
he does. He is like that. I try to.
I gotta go
realize
open the
that.
front door.
Let me show you a couple of things.
All right,
'cause I
and you're not
actually-
dropping frames at all anymore.
Okay, I actually got some things done this weekend. So number one, I didn't get a frame yet because I just finished it. But imagine this pressed and in a frame and just looking gorgeous. It doesn't look gorgeous now because you can see my hoop burn. This is going to be the digital dealer project. I'm just... Just drop the frame. This is the digital dealer project for April. Isn't it cute? And I really like it because we haven't done anything that was just like an embroidery. Everything's like in the hoop project. And I was like, this is super cute. It would look great on an apron. You need to find your florist friend because wouldn't this be cute in their shop hanging up? It's just like, it's a flower stand, fresh flowers, and the detail. Look at the flowers on that. When you stitch it out, sometimes you can't tell the detail. Look at that bottom, this part right here. I was like, ooh. So, FYI, the stripes on the sample, the Kimberbell sample went up and down, and we cut them horizontally instead of vertically. But I love it that way. It looks so cute. So just know that we know. It's adorable. So this is, we still have kits. Kits are $5.99. Then you can just grab and go. It includes your stabilizer, includes your shape flex, and all the fabric and the applique fabric that you need for this project. And Miss Marlene, I know that, and I put a note in here to grab one for you. Alice, we tried to force our kids to eat sweet potatoes once. It was the first and last time we ever made them eat something because they both ate it, and poor little Kai, they were little. We were like, you need to, one of our friends told us that that their kids would do a thank you bite. So they would try everything. And we're like, okay, we're going to do that. Kai and Violet, you're going to eat sweet potato, just one bite. It's just a thank you bite. And they were probably around like 3 or 4 at the time. And Kai was sitting on the floor. We gave him his sweet potato, and he took the bite. Violet was sitting at the table. I just remember this because it was just so funny. And Violet, like, forced the bite down and immediately started she was like, what? And then I look at Kai, and he's completely thrown up. And we're like, that was the first and last time that we made them, force them to do a thank you bite. I thought it was $5.99. I'll check that price. Let me check that. What else did I want to tell you? Okay, so I did that. That's going to be our class. If you want to be in the class, there's a Zoom class for that. And that class is going to be, I don't know why, but the 3rd is sticking in my head. Oh, yeah, that shouldn't be the 3rd sticking in my head because it's on the 7th. So just let me know. You can send me a note, and I'll pop you into that class. We record it, so if you can't be there live, you can watch it later. And I pre-recorded it last night, and I posted it to YouTube, so it's up on the site as well on YouTube. We had our sew-along yesterday, day 2 of our Oh So Delightful sew-along. It was so much fun. I had 5 boo-boos. 5. One of those was knocking over my my bubbly water right near my machine, but it didn't get on my machine. So, and I finished so I did all my homework, I finished all my embroideries, so you can kind of see them, but they are cute. Like, this is the sewing machine. This is their new floral fabric. Is that just not adorable? Look at the quilting behind it. There are pin cushions and scissors and all sorts of cute stuff. So I still need to trim these out and press them. One of the things, so I couldn't find it to add the alert, but when I did the spools, these were pieced in the hoop, and then we were able to add the quilting on top of it. I think this is the one I made the mistake. I just was on autopilot and talking with everyone, so I did polka dot, and then where this gray is, I did polka dot too. I had to rip it out. Let me check that, Marlene. And then these are some of the embroideries. They're adorable. The in the hoop, life is so good. Look how cute that is. Anything with cross stitch. And then more of these pieced in the hoop. This is sections 1 and 2. So this is sections 1 and 2 completed and stitched together. That pin cushion is like the cutest ever, and it is cushy. I didn't bring all the embroideries. I will try and get those sections put together, but I don't know if it's going to happen with me going away and it being like a shorter week, but I'll try and get that done. I tried to have the dogs in the sewing room. That didn't go so well because they start playing and barking at each other, which I know is super unprofessional, but at some point they need to be able to come in there and be able to chill out and relax. So Michelle is right now doing, she's doing the first session. Nope, wrong week. Michelle, I think, is doing right now, she's doing the first session of the Scan and Cut Rotary class. She'll be doing Let's Make Some Patches this afternoon and Peacekeeper tomorrow afternoon. If you want to sign up for the Luminaire Solaris IQ Designer class, we do that maybe once every 2 months. She's going to be doing that on Thursday. I think you can sign up online, but I know some people were having an issue. If for some reason you can't, send me an email or just call the store and we can get you signed up. I don't see, Marlene, I did have them priced out. If you look at the kit, they were priced out at $6.99. But I think I'm going to change that. I don't see anything on the calendar. You know, it's not on the calendar. I should add it. So Heather, I'll go ahead and add that, and that way people can just sign up right online, and we'll go ahead and add you. I kind of do that as just our digital dealer thing, but if other people want to join us, I'm going to be stitching it out anyways. Hey Ryan, you can check with Patrick. Patrick might have something for you. This might just take me a minute. Digital dealer. We'll go ahead and I'll add those to the calendar. To add to the A1 website calendar. Okay, we'll go ahead and add those.
All right. No worries. Okay. So Barbara Chapman.
So who is so crafty again? Because we do have kits, and I'll make sure we get it sent out today. I forget your handles, like what they are. The quilting kit, how much is the quilting kit for? Are you talking about Oh So Delightful? Because I still have some of those in stock ready to ship. So if you need those, I think they're on the site at $99.99 or $99. Fresh flowers. Oh, I would love to see it.
So we'll be able to keep you busy.
Let me make sure. Cutting fabric. Oh my God. I know. So afterwards, I was totally in the mode. I was like, I'm going to keep stitching. I went upstairs, had lunch with the kids, and then I came back down to my sewing room, and I just went into, and I think everything was like kind of perfect. I think what happens is when we're doing the sew-alongs, I'm looking at comments, trying to answer questions.
Tuesday through Saturday.
Trying to answer questions, and then I did make a couple of mistakes, but it was perfect so I could demo some of the products that we have, like the Kai seam ripper and things like that. But I did the rest of the embroideries. I think it took me an hour and a half. Maybe it was longer than that, but I just kind of was like a machine, just got kind of going through it. And if that's fast for you, don't worry, you always have a pause button on your machine. Pause, rewind, fast forward. And I think there were a lot of great teaching moments in there. So, I think we're going to get to it. Ryan's here. We're going to do some shipping. So if you're waiting for product, still waiting on hoops, we'll let you know about that as soon as I know about that. And we'll get going for the day. I also want to let you know there is a Solaris IQ designer class. The Solaris Luminaire IQ designer class. That's a great intro. Somebody else had emailed me about that. And so I think that's all on the site, and you can get started with that. Have a great day. Be creative. Make something incredible. And we are going to get to work, and we'll see you tomorrow. Congratulations to Celine.